Story 1. The Chinese Me Too movement actually spread around about 3 days ago. The accusation of a charity celebrity sparked widespread discussion, and more survivors stood out to tell people what they've been through. Most people who are accused are those with some power, such as professors, leaders, and media people, if I recall correctly. The hashtag #MeToo was banned from Weibo, a Twitter-like social media, when one famous China Central Television host, Zhu Jun, got accused. That person was a constant host for China's largest broadcast festival each year, the Spring Festival Gala. At the time, police and government persuaded the survivor to drop the case. Furthermore, her parents worked for the government, so their jobs would be in peril if she insisted on suing Zhu Jun. Now the case was brought up again, and for some reason you can't find any description of the case when you search on Weibo. On the bright side, at least someone with a lot of power in the system apparently got exposed for his past actions. On the dark side, the purge on Weibo probably implies a sudden end to the movement. Story 2. Italy. Here, a priest was found in his underwear in a car with a 5-year-old girl. When they took him in, all he said was, "She started it. She made me do it." Yes, the 5-year-old girl sure did, pal. Story 3. In the country of Lithuania, someone broke into an independent animal shelter twice to release all the animals and steal the donated money, various documents, and other valuables. An ambulance carrying a child with an inflamed appendix made 2 stops on their way to the hospital because the doctor wanted to buy strawberries for her brother, who was in the same hospital. The child arrived at the hospital with a ruptured appendix but survived. Police only started investigating after the story spread on social media, and as far as I heard, the doctor got off with a warning only because that was their first mistake. A circus owner is keeping a very weak bear for their circus shows. He says that the bear is completely healthy and only looks this thin because of his long legs. He says this to kids who cried at his circus after seeing how bad and sad the bear looked. If you're scared of the bear, don't go to the circus. Nothing will probably be done about this poor little bear. There is no such thing as an emergency room in Lithuanian hospitals unless you're more or less already dead or at least passed out. No matter how bad your state is, you have to wait in the waiting room until the doctor calls you, even if you came in an ambulance, as long as you can walk or sit with help. And let me tell you, the wait can be up to 8 hours. Doctors are usually super unhappy to see you, and you can literally see it on their faces. Unless, of course, you bribe them. Then a smile instantly appears on their face, and you get your proper diagnosis and all that. Bribery in Lithuania is a huge problem that will probably stay rooted for another decade or so. I could go on, but God. Story 4. In Kuwait, there was a famous lady who went viral after she recorded herself saying that there is nothing wrong with taking away a maid's passport and denying them days off. She also said, "I don't give my child her passport, so why should I give my maid hers?" Keep in mind that mistreatment of foreign workers in the Middle East is rampant, and the president of the Philippines is trying to negotiate new terms for proper treatment of Filipino migrant workers. Several media outlets have cut ties with her. Story 5. On Kenyan Twitter, the debate is about literally washing your man. Someone posted a video titled, "How to Get What You Want from Your Man," basically telling women they should wash their men when they come home from work, clean their ears, and generally serve them so they can get money. Someone else was skinning cats and using them to make samosas. Another was selling kangitheri, maize and beans, labeled as fish food. Story 6. In Poland, we're talking about how to hunt down a big dangerous snake that is apparently moving along the biggest river. Nobody knows where it is. By the way, nobody has actually ever seen it too. Because people are getting confused, here's an article. Story 7. Nigeria has 5 different police forces. One of them is the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Young people aged 18 to 35 in the country want them scrapped because of their gross abuse of power. Recently, many young Nigerians have been earning substantial amounts of money due to a recent explosion of computer science and programming in Africa. As many know, Nigeria was famous from 2003 to 2007 for email scams. So now, when the police force sees people with both money and computers, they assume that they are scammers and harass them. The issue is that this unit is heavily armed, and when officers try to seize a laptop with multimillion-dollar software, situations can become heated. The Nigerian Commissioner of Police asked for 180 million retweets to end the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Story 8. The governor of Jakarta, Indonesia, tried to cover the dead river, filled with garbage and smelling really bad, with a black net. He said it would help reduce the smell, as the gas would not escape into the air. Story 9. Here in Peru, a judge was paid to set free a man accused of raping a 4-year-old girl, and we've just found out thanks to a group of reporters who released many audios involving politicians. Story 10. The Philippines just had the disgraced former president, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, elected as Speaker of the House of Representatives. It's a difficult situation over here. Story 11. Well, it has been a while, but Ethiopia and Eritrea officially ended a very long no-peace, no-war situation, which was huge news. In other news, there's a dam being built in Ethiopia that's going to be really significant for us. We have issues with blackouts, but this dam could eradicate them. Unfortunately, not everyone is on board with this idea, and the head of the project was shot dead recently. Story 12. In Argentina, since the beginning of the year, there has been a huge debate about legalizing abortion. The Senate votes on the bill on August 8th, and there have been a lot of controversial expositions. This week, a doctor said at the Senate that condoms do not protect from acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Surely, in the coming weeks, the debate will be tougher. Story 13. In Kenya, a Kenyan vlogger living with her wealthy partner in Nigeria released a video stating that if a woman cannot afford the lifestyle she desires, she needs to find a very rich man and submit to him, even to the extent of bathing him to get what she wants. There have been many controversial opinions from the online community and numerous memes. Story 14. A couple kissed in public in Bangladesh. The photo went viral. People went crazy. Edit. I didn't mean crazy in the sense that the couple is in danger or it has started a riot. It's more like it has become a meme. The reaction to it has sparked a debate between the liberal and the orthodox. Though yes, some people are losing their minds. Story 15. Austrian Social and Health Minister claims that it's possible to live on 150 euros a month if your rent is taken care of. Today, a group of people challenged her to do exactly as she said. Live on 150 euros a month, including everything but rent. If she makes it, they will donate the amount of money she earns per month, 17,000 euros, to a charitable organization of her choice. Pretty sure she'll back out, though. Story 16. In Iraq, people are protesting and similar events might occur as in Syria. All people are asking for is electricity 24/7 instead of a few hours a day. The second issue is jobs. Instead of giving the jobs to foreign companies, maybe they should hire Iraqis first. Now, a few people have been killed, and some have had parts of their bodies injured. Story 17. A renowned senator pulled down his pants in Congress and exhibited his magnificent naked backside to the entire republic. He did it because people wouldn't stop talking in the middle of an important speech. The funny thing is, it's not the first nor the second time he's done this. Now there's a debate on social media over whether he should keep his position or be fired for obscenity. Also, I hate that my country's community is so silent. Come on, people of Colombia, we could have so much fun like other country communities with memes and discussions. Edit. I can't grammar. Edit 2. Just to clarify, we have many other important issues we should be addressing and discussing, but you know how social media works. Everyone is fixated on this. Story 18. I just wanted to pop in and say that this has probably been the most useful information from a thread that I have seen on Reddit in a while. Is there a subreddit that does what this thread does? Story 19. Nothing new with Bosnia, to be honest. Just the same old Shavapi memes. And Burek memes sometimes. And then maybe one about how our country isn't in a very good state. Story 20. Finland is unable to do anything productive due to blistering heat. Even outside the sauna, we still go to the sauna, of course, no matter how hot the weather. Today, I learned about the most pointless competition ever. My place is hotter than your place. Finland won, though, as in the final round the sauna beat Phoenix. Story 21. In Latin America, we keep posting pictures of well-known adult film stars with captions like, "Local kid from a poor family who graduated from the University of X." He was born in Y and came from nothing. Share this inspiring story. My grandma has fallen twice for this. Story 22. The vaccine scandal is still massive in China at the moment. People are fed up with getting second-rate and sometimes deadly products because of greed and corruption. People just want to be healthy and happy. Story 23. Germany's YouTube trends are absolute garbage. It's honestly so ridiculous to see the trends and immediately realize the age and intellectual level of the average German YouTube consumer. Story 24. A renowned doctor broke his hunger strike after 26 days. This is his 9th or 10th hunger strike, with a few that have lasted several weeks. He is battling government regulations regarding healthcare and the opening of medical schools. He wants a ban on new medical schools in Kathmandu, as healthcare and medical education have been pathetically poor outside Kathmandu. The government agreed to his terms. Ironically, the leaders of the Nepali Congress, a political party, chimed in and demonstrated in support of the doctor. It was a farce, as he was on a hunger strike on more than 5 occasions when the Nepali Congress led the government. A classic game of politics. Story 25. Devastating fire in Greece, half an hour from Athens. Hundreds of homes burned, 88 killed, and more missing, probably drowned in the sea. The government tries to blame people who didn't follow instructions and the media for exaggerating the situation. Story 26. On Brazilian Twitter, a video of a popular YouTube personality, Everson Zoyo, is circulating where he is explaining to a group of friends, all laughing and joking, about a time when he raped his girlfriend while she slept after she said she did not want to have sex with him that day. He provides graphic descriptions of how he slowly removed her panties while she was completely unaware and unconsenting. He was considered a funny guy with an average personality, but the country responded with outrage, and I honestly agree. His career is over. Story 27. In Chile, we are debating, and some feminist groups are protesting for a free and quality abortion procedure. Currently, we have a system that allows women to abort only in 3 situations: rape, child complications, and the mother having a risk of death. Story 28. Virtual YouTubers in Japan. What a time to be alive. The super popular ones like Kazuna AI, Kagaya Luna, and Zero do have English translations on their videos, but there is a whole world of literally thousands of both professional and amateur virtual YouTubers, and the vast majority of the content is only accessible if you know Japanese. Though there are a few non-Japanese ones appearing now that the trend has spread, and a couple of multilingual channels. I could go on for hours about the virtual YouTuber scene. And no, spoilers, they're not actually artificial intelligences, but virtual avatars for humans. But you're not supposed to break the illusion. Self-introduction videos for the so-called Elite 4 virtual YouTubers, with English subtitles. Kizuna AI. Kazuna AI is the original virtual YouTuber with over 2 million subscribers. She's the one who started it all. Kagaya Luna. I don't actually watch Luna, so I can't give much info. Good friends with AI. 700,000 subscribers. Mariah Carey. I also don't actually watch her that much. Her channel actually has some history and used to be something else before the people behind the channel decided to join the virtual YouTuber bandwagon and got in earlier than the big explosion that happened around December of last year. 600,000 subscribers. Zero. The sweet, pure, probably slightly psychopathic girl who laughs like a dolphin. 500,000 subscribers. Nekamesu, also known as Virtual Noja Loli Ajisan. Hard to explain. The original Babinaku, which stands for being reincarnated as a virtual cute girl. 200,000 subscribers. Huh? What do you mean there are 5 of them? Addendum of virtual YouTubers I personally enjoy or follow, for those who really want to dive into the rabbit hole. Story 29. A minister in Chile suggested that we should organize a bingo to address the educational problems when they were brought to his attention instead of bothering the government. Story 30. President Macron recently commented on the Ben Ali case, stating he was ready to assume responsibility for what happened. He said, "Let them come and get me." As you can imagine, the internet has had a field day with that comment. Quick summary of the case. Alexander Ben Ali is part of President Macron's personal entourage, essentially a bodyguard. On Labor Day, May 1st here in France, he was filmed dressed as a police officer and among police officers, beating up a protester. The protester had provoked the situation by throwing objects at the police. However, Ben Allah was supposed to be there only for observation purposes. He should not have intervened, especially not with police officers being present for that purpose. Gerard Kalam, Minister of the Interior, knew about this video from the beginning. However, it took until July for Ben Allah to be recognized. Consequently, chaos ensued. Story 31. Literally everything on the Romanian internet is very old memes, political debates, and newy partital social democrat. Just remembered that Romanian YouTube is kids trying to be rappers, forming gangs like Five Gang and Clash Royale videos. We don't have as much Fortnite, but we have a lot of Clash Royale. Story 32. Venezuela's government is trying to fight inflation by deleting 5 zeros from the price of everything in the country and calling it a new currency. The funny thing is they already did the same thing about 10 years ago, and it didn't work.